Hi guys! So a lot of you were asking questions about the Diva Cup, so I decided to do a video instead of going through all the questions because most of you had the exact same questions. So I just decided to do this instead. So disclaimer, we are going to be talking about the icky grossness of the menstruation cycle, the perfectly natural thing that happens to every other person in this world. So if for some reason you still have a problem with that, please click off now. If not, welcome. Welcome ladies and maybe a few curious gentlemen. So as you saw on the post just earlier today, that I did buy the Diva Cup. This is the box it came in. Now I got it over at Albertsons, and I believe they have them at Target because I recently saw a video where somebody bought it at Target. They were both the same price at $30.99. Or no, it was, sorry, $39.99. It is a little pricey, but if you think about it, most ladies spend anywhere from $5 to $10 monthly to, for tampons. So, kind of worth the price if you really think about it. So, as I said, this is the one I got. This is actually Model 1. Model 1 is for women under 30 years old who have never delivered vaginally or by C-section. I actually got this one. I know I just turned 30, but still went with this one. Model 2 is for women over 30 years old and or for women who have delivered vaginally or by C-section. So that's it. It came with this really cute little case thingy here that you can keep it during your non-period days. But this is the cup itself. As you can see, for size reference, that's a lighter, travel body spray. So it's pretty small, but it is actually a lot firmer than I thought it would be. So obviously it is rubber, but I mean, I for some reason thought it would be thinner than this, but it is pretty firm. So the reason why I actually looked up videos on this was because I could not figure out the folding process. It actually does have pictures here and the instruction manual, which I think I forgot in the living room, but whatever. So one way to fold it is by taking it and then folding that. So that's how it would look. And then the second one, you would press down and then you'd be inserting that. So, well, when I first got it too, I was kind of like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, how is that going to go in me? But then if you really think about it, like, that's actually a lot smaller than a penis. At least, I hope so. But I don't know, if not, I'm sorry. But yeah, we do pretty well with those ladies. So, I mean, that's actually nothing. But okay, so some of the questions I got is it comfy? Yes. If you do feel it, then it's not inserted right. So that's actually what happened to me the first time I put it in. It was kind of uncomfortable and didn't think that was actually the right way, which I was actually correct. So I took it out and then reinserted it, and I did not feel a thing. Except I did kind of feel like a pressure feeling in my abdomen when I needed to pee. Because it was kind of like sits on your bladder a little bit. So that's the only time I really knew that it was there. So pretty much you're just peeing more often. But, unlike tampons, you don't have to take it out and insert a new one every single time you pee. This just stays in there. So, which goes on to the next question. Can I wear it during my long shifts? Yes. I wore this sucker for 11 hours, which is pretty much the recommended time to wear it for 11 hours, and no leakage, nothing like that. It worked. It pretty much worked the entire time. I thought that was pretty cool, especially with tampons. Sometimes, if you go a few hours, like an hour longer than you should be, which is really dangerous because they have like tampon shock syndrome and all that. There is leaking, but there was absolutely no leaking with this thing, which I thought was pretty cool. Another question was, is it easy to clean? Yes, very much so. Hot water, everything just came right out. It does say to recommend to use a type of soap that is not fragranced, a gentle, mild soap, obviously. I use Cetaphil to clean it because I figured Cetaphil, I mean, they use on burn victims, so pretty mild. But yeah, everything was sanitized from there, and I actually did it in the shower. I just took it out, rinsed it out in the shower, cleaned it, set it aside until I was ready to use it again. Another question was, what was that question? Oh yeah, extraction. So extraction was kind of tricky for me. There is a certain way to do it, and I'd like you to know right now that the instructions are actually very, very helpful because it does tell you to do it a certain way. You actually have to get like squatting as if you're like kind of like that and pull it out. Now I know at work that might be kind of tricky, but if you really think about it, it's good for 11 hours. So there's, you know, I know some of you work like 12-hour shifts, but if you go an hour or more, or you know, an hour more, just keep it in there for a little bit longer, it's not the end of the world. It's not like tampons where there's a risk of, you know, TSS or leaking or whatever. So, yeah, you do get in that position, and then my mistake was me just yanking it out. But if you think about it, you know, there's your vagina hole. If you yank it out, it's kind of, it catches, it tugs. So, that was a little jarring, to be honest. But what you're supposed to do is kind of pinch it. I don't know if you can see that. And as you're pulling, keep pinching, and then it'll actually be able to pull it out a lot easier. It also has the stem thing right here. That obviously is to grip it. Some ladies actually cut that off and they're able to just pinch it and pull it out because they don't like the stem sticking out, but that kind of creeps me out. I mean, I don't want it to get stuck, but there's no reason it should get stuck. It even says if you can't pull it out right away, don't panic, and that's absolutely true because your muscles need to be relaxed in order to pull this out, and when you're panicking, not so relaxed. But, you know, it actually, I haven't had trouble really taking it out. At first I did because I just didn't know how to grip it, but once I did it a couple times, you know, we were good to go. Pretty much no problems whatsoever. Now I know some, like this part right here kind of does stick out a little, like you can't see it unless you're actually feeling around for it. But like I said, some ladies do cut this off. But if for some reason it does stick out longer, there are other brands. I believe it's like the Lunette cup where I saw on the video I was watching. It actually is shorter. It's the same width around, just shorter cup. So that might be something you'd be interested in using if, you know, if it does stick out too much. But like I said, when this is in, this doesn't show at all. Like you'd actually have to put like a finger up there and actually feel around for it. But yeah, but my overall review of it is I completely love the Diva Cup. I don't think I'm actually going to go back to tampons unless I can help it. Yeah, it's a great product. Like I said, no leakings, and it was comfortable. It's going to save money in the long run because no more tampons, and it's safer if you really think about it because no TSS, like I said, which is a thing. So, that's my review. If you have any more questions, feel free to direct message me or text me if you have my number. You know, I would be more than happy to answer questions. So, have a good night, ladies, and maybe even a few gentlemen.